I'm Andrea with Park City Jewelers, and I'm so happy to introduce to you Ken Whipple, who is the owner of Park City Jewelers. Ken has been making jewelry for about 50 years, and he's been here in Park City for about 30 years, and he's a really great guy. I'm excited for you to meet him. He's going to show us today how to make elk ivory jewelry. Okay, so here's Ken. Oh, and we're here in Park City, right on Main Street, as you can see. And here's our store, and here's Ken.
Hi, welcome to the store. Come on in. This is where it all started about 30 years ago. My grandpa, when I was a kid, got me into cutting rocks and making jewelry. We'd actually go in the desert looking for rocks. My grandpa also got me into hunting. We'd go out hunting deer, elk, fishing. We had a riot with Grandpa. One of my few regrets is that I don't have a tooth from one of the elk that Grandpa shot to mount in a ring for myself. So we're going to kind of show you a little bit about the elk making, jewelry making process today, and what we do with your ivories when we send them to you. If you'll check out our store here, these are amethysts that we just picked up a while ago from some Brazilian cutters. We love colored gems, and again, one of the colored gems we do the best with is our elk ivory. They told me today that there was going to be like 60 people showing up, and I misunderstood them. So I made a batch of Grandma's cookies. We always have this here for our customers. What they didn't tell me is that everybody would be showing up online rather than in the store. So all you guys online are missing out on one of Grandma's incredible cookies. But if you're ever in Park City, come on down to 430 Main Street and try one of our cookies. Here is our line of elk ivory jewelry. We started making this about 30 years ago. As you can see, we make a lot of fun different designs. One of the most unique things about Park City Jewelers is where we hand make them ourselves. When you send us in your tooth, if you'll notice, there's a huge size difference in teeth.
Huge.
So what we do is we take and we cut the top part of the tooth off, and we customize it into a ring to where it will show off the whole tooth. A lot of jewelers just have one mold. So you can imagine if the mold is with the smallest tooth and they cut it, your tooth down to where it fits the smallest one, you're not going to have much of a tooth left, and there's not going to be much color there. So that's what we do to really make them different. We've been here for almost 30 years. We want to be your jeweler. We give a lifetime warranty on all the jewelry we make. We own the store here. One of the things you really want to watch when you're choosing a jeweler is check their Better Business rating, check their Google rating, their eBay rating, and if you'll notice, we try really hard to make our customers happy. Come on downstairs and let's get started.
All right, behind the scenes.
Sometimes it gets a little messy and crazy down here. You'll see jewelers running all over.
It's a true workshop.
On the way down, here's kind of a fun rock we found in Wyoming with fossil fish all over it.
Oh, wow, look at that. Cool.
Here's a picture of our building. Back in the early 1900s, it used to be a photography lab and a confectionery.
That is so cool. Okay, here we are in the workshop.
The first thing we do with your tooth when it comes out of the elk, it's kind of rough on top. When you take your tooth out of the elk, you want to be really careful to grab it by the roots. You don't want to be grabbing the top of your tooth with a Leatherman or your pliers, because the top bark gets marred really easily.
Oh, really?
So you want to get clear down into the roots and pry the tooth out so you don't hurt the top of it. The next thing we do with it is we take our buffing machine and we buff the top part of the tooth. And you can see how shiny that gets compared to the dullness of when they come right out of the elk.
Oh, wow.
Now the next thing that we do is we take the tooth and we cut it off the top of the root. Now from here, the tooth's almost ready. If you look around the side of the tooth there, you can see there's still some dark color and some rough spots. So we'll actually take this to the jeweler's bench next. I'll actually polish down around the sides of the tooth so the tooth looks pretty from all angles. And this doesn't hurt the tooth at all. We're just grinding around the outside. You can see these rough areas in here. You can see how they become smooth and nice.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the original leftovers are on there. We can clean that up and just clean it right up.
Oh, it just comes right off.
It is kind of almost like your dentist does. Dentist Ken here at Park City Jewelers. And you can see how we get that all cleaned up and all nice around the outside. We try not to touch the top part of the tooth. The tooth is where it has all the colors, and if you start grinding on the top part of that tooth to make it fit a ring or do anything else, you're going to lose most of the color.
So one more reason we don't want it cut down to fit a small mold.
Yeah, you don't want to cut it down to fit the ring. Okay, the next area we'll go to is where we'll do the wax. Here we've got a rubber mold. This particular one has the elk heads inside of it.
I can kind of see that, yeah.
And we take this, we put it up here, and we shoot hot wax into the mold. You can see the hot wax in there.